Hello, my name is Alexey. I continue to publish video tutorials and reviews. If this video will be useful to you, please subscribe to my channel and click on the like button under this video. In this way, you will help other users to find necessary information, and my channel will be run better. All links from the video can be found in the description below. In previous free video tutorials, we create a website on Joomla 4 from scratch. We used only free extensions. The result was a business website which was uploaded to the hosting. In this video tutorial, we will talk about Joomla Contacts. Contacts is a contact component built into Joomla. It allows you to create pages with contact information and free Joomla contact form. You can also create pages with a list of contacts or a form for adding them. You can protect the form from spam using CAPTCHA, expand the page with additional fields, and configure it quite flexible. Joomla 5 doesn't have built-in CAPTCHA, but you can use free third-party plugins. Let's start with contact categories. Go to Component Contact Categories. By default, we already have one category. I will call it Test1. Also, you can create several categories, for example, Test2 and Test3. In a few minutes, I will show you how to use these categories for contacts. And now let's go to Contacts and create new contact. I will call it with my name and surname. I will select User. It's not necessary, but if you want to link the user for certain contact page or contact form, just select it here. If you don't want to do that, you can ignore this field and enter email address here. On this email address will be sent all letters from this contact form. By default, to create contact form, you need to enter name, link user or enter the email, and this will be enough. But I will show you how to fill these fields. For example, select an image, add posting. Also, you can insert email, but if you insert email here, the email of this user will be ignored. And add some additional information here. There are a lot of settings. I will show you how to work with some of them in a few minutes. With this tab we already work in previous video tutorial, and with this tab we already work in previous video tutorial when we create articles. And now, to see all our changes on the website, here, I will create several menu items for different contact menu item types. Let's go to our menu. How to work with menus we already saw in previous video tutorial. Let's create new menu item. This will be contacts. This will be create contact. We will see it here. Let's create new item. It will be feature contacts. Here I will select contact category, for example, Test1. And here in single contact I will select my contact. Here are our menu items. Just for example, I will disable search modules. With modules we already worked in previous video tutorial. Also here I don't see our main menu item. Single contact. Here it is. And now let's work with this page. Here we can see my photo, my information and contact form. Also here we can see additional information. And now let's add CAPTCHA. As I already mentioned before, in Joomla 5 there is no built-in CAPTCHA plugin, but we can download free CAPTCHA plugin, for example reCAPTCHA 3, from this website. This is Joomla extension directory. This plugin works for Joomla 4 and 5. Also, I will show you how to enable Friendly Captcha. It works for Joomla 3, 4 and 5. Also, it's free for download, but this Friendly Captcha is free for non-commercial use. In a few minutes I will show you the difference. Just click download here, download reCAPTCHA plugin, download Friendly Captcha, and after this go to System, Extensions and install, for example, our first plugin reCAPTCHA. Now we need to enable it and configure it. Here in types we can see CAPTCHA. Go here and we need insert site and secret key. To get those keys, go here to reCAPTCHA service, go to admin console. If you already have some Google account, just log in and create new site. I will call it, for example, Joomla 5 test. I will select version 3. I will add domain. You will to insert your domain. In my case, this is local server, and in your case, this will be real domain, so you can insert it here. And now copy this key, insert it here, and copy this key and insert it here. Don't forget to enable the plugin. And if you update the page, you won't see any CAPTCHA here, because you need to go to Settings, Global Configuration, and enable CAPTCHA. Here is our CAPTCHA protection, so this will reduce the amount of spam from this form. With the help of this setting, you select CAPTCHA for all Joomla forms on the site. But you can go to Contacts, and here in Option tab, in Form, you can select CAPTCHA especially for contact forms. Here it is. This is two ways, just know how to use this. The next example is Friendly Captcha. Install it, go to Plugins, go here and click on this link. Here we can see prices, but we will use free non-commercial version. Just click Start Now. Enter here your email address and create an account. After you receive the email, just confirm it and continue your registration process. Insert your name, select non-commercial, or you can select any of these options. Enter your organization name, select your country. This is unnecessary. Create an account. And now let's create our keys. I will show them here, site key and secret key. Let's create application. I will call it like this. Also, you can insert your domain name, but this is not necessary. This will be our site key. And here in API key, I will create new API key, just copy it and insert here. Don't forget to enable this plugin. If you update the page, we won't see any changes. We have reCAPTCHA here, but if we will go here and in the options select our Friendly Captcha, update the page, and we can see our Friendly Captcha here. In this way, you can add CAPTCHA not only to contact form, but also in registration form. About registration form we talked in previous video tutorials. Also, you can add CAPTCHA to any Joomla form that use Joomla CAPTCHA. For our test purpose, I will disable CAPTCHA. And now let's work with our contact settings. As I already mentioned, here are some settings. Also, we can see some settings here, here, and here. Also, if we look into our menu items, for example, single contact, we can see the same options here, here, and for other menu items. This option can be override by options from component options. If you set some option here, it will apply to all contact forms and menu items if for contact forms and menu items were selected default for this option. For example, contact category. For now it's hide, but we can show it. For example, with link, update the page, and we can see contact category here. But if I will go here and show and select hide, it won't be hide because for this page there is a menu item. And in menu item, we can see that we use global settings, but if we select hide here, it will be hide for this menu item. So this is just example how the settings in menu items can override the settings in component. Let's select use global and just use our global settings. Here in settings you can show or hide some elements, for example, email address. Here it is. You can hide city, state, and other information. Also, you can enable vCard or user articles. For example, here is our vCard. You can download it and use it on other devices. And here we can see user articles. Why we can see articles for this user? Because here in contact information we select user. This is my user. And here in content articles, we can see that this user is the author of all of these articles. Also, here you can show some additional contact links. Also, we can add these contact links here in the display tab. I will add these links here. For example, test1. I will save it. Nothing changed here. Why? Because in global settings we have disabled our links. Just enable it, update, and now we can see this link. link test1 and link test2. In the next tab, icons, we can select to show icons here, or we can hide them. There is no icons, or we can select text, just update the page and we can see the text. Or we can select icons and select our images for each icon. I will leave it by default, like this. And now let's go to Category tab. As you can see, here we can add our contacts to categories. Category we already create at the beginning of this video tutorial. And now let's see this option. These settings apply for category page. Let's go to List all categories, select our Test1 category, and here we can see, for example, the title of category, and now we won't see this title. With these settings, you can customize pages like this. You can just need to experiment and select options you need. The next setting tab is Categories. Not category, but categories. Let's see our categories page. This was single category, and this is list of categories. Why we don't see any categories here? For example, as you know, we have created 3 categories, but in these categories there are no contact forms. We can just, for example, duplicate it, save as copy, add, for example, to test2 category, update the page. Now we can see test2 category, but in option here you can show empty categories, and we will see all our 3 categories. Include the test3 category without contacts. With this option you can, for example, hide this counter, and like with the previous tab, you just need to experiment with these options and select those one you want. Now let's see how to work with List Layout option tab. For better understanding, let's make a copy of this contact. I won't change the category. Let's copy it again and just leave like this. Here is our contact list. This is list contact in category. Let's go here. And for example, we can enable filter. Here it is. And this is something like search, and we can filter our data. Also, we can enable select elements. Here it is. This is pagination. If we have more contacts, we can split this table in some parts. Also, we can show or hide images. We can show or hide email, mobile, and so on. Here are additional data. In this way, you can customize the page like this. The next tab is Form tab. We already work with some of these options, for example with CAPTCHA. Also, we can disable contact form at all. Just leave this contact information. Here, under the form, we can add some option. Set copy. Let's test it. For example, I fill all of these fields. This is the name of the user that will send information through your form. This is the user email. This is email subject. This is text. And here we can select send copy to yourself. So one email will be sent to you, to administrator. It will be sent on this email, and other email will be sent here to user because he select this option, and the site will send these emails from the email that you enter in global settings. Here, the site will send emails from this email. How to set up these settings we already saw in previous video tutorial. Let's click Send Mail. We can see thank you message, and here on my email, like administrator, I'll got this email, and here on my second mail, I see the copy of this email. This email was sent to the user because he select send copy to yourself. Also, you can bound some email address, bound some subject, text, and so on. This is just for protection. Here on Integration tab we have some integration option. For example, we can add some custom fields. About custom fields we will talk in next video tutorials. And with Permission tab we already work in previous video tutorial. And now I will show you the example. Here we can see create contact, but my user, this is unregistered user, have no permissions. If you want that your unregistered user can add some contact information on your site for creating the page like this, you need to go here, and for public, for unregistered users, for create, set allow. Update the page, and we can see that we have some form here. This form will help to create contact page like this. And the last thing that I want to show you is feature contacts. There are no feature contact, but we can select some contact as featured, for example this and this. Update the page, and here we can see our feature contacts. Also, as you can see, you can filter this information, search for it, and perform some action when you select these items. For example, publish, unpublish, make all these contacts as featured, or just unfeature them. And of course, you can delete them, move to trash, or batch some operation. Change access level, move, add tags, set link users, and so on. With tags we will work in next video tutorials. As you can see, setting up contact in Joomla is quite simple process. But there are some disadvantages in this component. For example, there is no module, and there is no simple way to disable some form fields, for example, subject, name, and so on. Also, in Joomla 5 there is no built-in CAPTCHA, but you can install third-party CAPTCHA plugin for free. I think that the form should contain as few fields as possible, considering the purpose of the form. For example, I left only 2 fields on my site, email and message. I think that the name and subject fields are unnecessary fields. The subject can be created automatically, and the name can be right in the message. I hope these and other Joomla video tutorials have helped you with this CMS. In the next video tutorial we'll talk about Joomla global configuration. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. If this video was helpful to you, please give it a like. Also, don't forget subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, this is Alexey, see you soon in new tutorials.